On September 18, 2016, at around 5:15 a.m., the small town of Uri in North Kashmir was still asleep. Nestled among the mountains of Baramulla district, just a few kilometers from the Line of Control, LOC, stood a temporary Indian Army brigade camp. Soldiers from the 6th Bihar Regiment and 10 Dogra Regiment were resting inside canvas tents. Within a few days, they were scheduled to move to their final deployment positions along the LOC. None of them had any idea that this would be the last sleep of their lives. Using the cover of darkness, 4 heavily armed terrorists infiltrated the camp. According to Indian authorities, the attackers were linked to Jaish-e-Mohammed and had received training in Pakistan. Each of them was armed with AK-47 rifles, grenades, and large quantities of ammunition. Within just 3 minutes, nearly 17 grenades were thrown into the camp. In moments, the tents were engulfed in flames. Many soldiers did not even get a chance to wake up before the explosions struck. The gunfight continued for several hours. Eventually, all 4 attackers were killed. However, the attack claimed the lives of 19 Indian soldiers, while many others were injured. It was considered one of the deadliest terrorist attacks on the Indian Army in Kashmir. When the news reached New Delhi, shock spread through the country's leadership. Home Minister Rajnath Singh accused Pakistan of supporting terrorism and canceled his scheduled foreign visits. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi received the full briefing, the atmosphere became extremely serious. According to media reports, he immediately held high-level meetings with National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and senior army officials. The message was clear. India would begin evaluating its options for responding to the attack. Army Chief General Dalbir Singh, NSA Ajit Doval, Defense Minister Manohar Parrikar, and Northern Command Commander Lieutenant General D.S. Huda held a series of meetings. They carefully analyzed satellite imagery, intelligence reports, and suspected terrorist launch pads located across the line of control. Every decision was taken with extreme caution. Since Pakistan is a nuclear-armed country, any military response had to remain limited, precise, and carefully planned. By the afternoon of September 28, 2016, the planning had reached its final stage. Selected Para-Special Forces commandos received their final mission orders. Around 12:30 a.m., during the night of September 28-29, multiple Para-Special Forces teams crossed forward from different sectors along the line of control. According to the Indian Army, artillery cover fire was used before the operation to distract attention on the opposite side. Taking advantage of the darkness, the commandos advanced several kilometers toward the suspected terrorist launch pads, where, according to intelligence inputs, infiltration attempts were being prepared. At around 2 a.m., the operation began. According to the Indian Army's official statement, selected terrorist launch pads were successfully targeted. After completing the mission, all teams safely returned to Indian territory. India later stated that several terrorists and their supporters were killed during the operation. Pakistan immediately rejected these claims, stating that no surgical strike had taken place across the line of control. The two countries presented conflicting versions of the events, and their claims regarding casualties also differed. On the morning of September 30th, Director General of Military Operations, Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, addressed the media. He stated that the Army had received credible intelligence indicating that terrorist groups were planning attacks in Jammu and Kashmir and other parts of India. He explained that the targeted military operation was conducted to prevent those planned attacks. India officially referred to this mission as the surgical strike. The operation soon became the subject of nationwide discussion. Many viewed it as a symbol of India's stronger military response policy, while some analysts questioned the scale of the operation and the terminology used to describe it. Pakistan continued to deny that such an operation had taken place. Even today, the 2016 surgical strike remains one of the most widely discussed military actions in South Asia. The Uri attack and the military response that followed marked a significant turning point in India-Pakistan relations, with strategic and political consequences that continue to be felt. The smoke rising from the tents in Uri that morning was not merely the aftermath of a destroyed military camp. It marked the beginning of a decision that would reshape the region's security landscape and military strategy for years to come.